r/AskReddit. What looks easy peasy lemon squeezy but is actually difficult lemon difficult. Apparently figuring out what the opposite of easy peasy lemon squeezy would be. A rowie towie lemon puffy. Drawing something from memory, like a bird or something, in mind. Yep, that's a bird. On paper, that's a bird. Maintaining friendships from high school college after you graduate. People get so busy with work and starting their own families that friendships get put on the back burner. You stop talking to someone for a few months, then it suddenly hits you that you're no longer friends with the person. Actually doing things. In theory it's simple, just do the thing. In reality I procrastinate until I hate myself. Self-discipline is the single hardest skill to master in this world that makes it so easy to just not digging. Anytime it's shown in movies or TV it looks easy AF, but the second you have to grab a shovel and break dirt, bleh. I use a wheelchair and people usually don't believe me when I say that getting around can be difficult, because many of them think that pushing a wheelchair is easy. They literally tell me this. The thing is, when you use a wheelchair all day and it is basically your only means of transportation, it looks more natural. This becomes a problem when I point out accessibility problems. They often don't believe me because they see how I can navigate and assume that it's easy just because I make it look easy. Finding the person I always saw myself falling in love with. Flying remote controlled helicopters. It looks so effortless when watching seasoned flyers, but in reality it's like balancing a marble on an upturned bowl. I'll never forget the time I went out and bought a decently priced helicopter. 5 minutes into setting it up, I didn't even get it 3 feet off the floor before I smashed it into a chair, destroying the rotor blades. I tried maybe like 5-6 more times before I gave up, and now it hangs in my garage as a monument to my failure. Edit. I was outside. Finding a career you'll want to go to every day that won't crush your soul. Remember when you were young and teachers told you that you could be whatever you wanted to be? Yep, not so realistic when you want to pay bills and maybe have a little beer money too. I didn't go to college and struggle with the thought of not being able to have a lateral career move without a degree. But then I see my friends absolutely floundering with their student loan payments and think maybe I don't have it so bad after all. A basic physical exam with the doctor looks like a simple look at the throat, listen to the chest, yup, they have a heart alright, when in actuality doctors spend thousands of hours practicing it so that when you come in with a murmur or funny looking kid syndrome they can recognize it immediately. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. They're looking for hernias. Writing a post or comment on Reddit that gets recognition. Nah, it's like carpet bombing. Throw a lot out there, some of them hit. My comment history is a zillion 1-point comments and the occasional 7,000 upvote hit. And frankly it's a lot less about my own cleverness and more about being positioned in a popular thread. Look up my top comment of all time to see what I mean. It was a quick smartass add-on to something someone else said, but it was in a great thread full of funny stuff. Folding fitted sheets. I've watched instructional videos that make it look so easy, but I always just end up with a crumpled up mess, and that's how it gets put away. Making lemonade. Sure, squeezing one lemon is easy peasy, but do you know how much juice that makes? Not a lot. Fill in the rest with sugar. It's the American way. Those capture things on Google. I can honestly never read them and the website always thinks I'm a robot. Maybe you are a robot. r/toddler not robots. Losing weight. Changing habits is hard. People tend to mistake simple things for being easy. Writing a 250 word open-ended reflection where you're expected to be creative. All I want as a grad student is some goddamn structure and also a rubric. As you progress through the levels of degrees, it is supposed to become more abstract. High school, you're basically just reciting the book. Highly structured. Just follow directions. Bachelor's degree. Reciting parts of the book and generating some original thoughts within a guideline. Master's degree. Capable of independent thought, only referencing knowledge from the book, and applying that knowledge in unstructured ways. PhD. You wrote the book. Street names. Everyone thinks it's great fun and likes to offer suggestions, but every tree, lake, and other natural feature has at least a dozen variations which you can't repeat for emergency service reasons. That and you get cities which want a street name change anytime the road changes direction regardless of a logical breakpoint like an intersection. I legit thought you meant street names like Lilty or Fingers. Natural makeup. More work than regular makeup. TBH, this reminds me of a video I watched of a visual effects artist explaining his job. If no one notices your work on the footage, you've done your job well. It's only when you mess up do people notice. Being in your 20s. As a clueless kid I thought by now I'd have everything figured out and my life on track. I'm still clueless, but now I also have depression. In my 30s. Still clueless. Whistling with your fingers. I did it once like 6 years ago and haven't been able to replicate it since. Pisses me off. Committing suicide. Looks easy, but when the time comes, it can be very hard to commit to it. Then you spiral further down the rabbit hole thinking you're so shit you can't even kill yourself. True story. Edit. Christ on a bike. Didn't expect such a turnout. I'd like to thank those that gave and all of you sharing bits of yourselves. It's very sad to see so many in the same boat. A little worried it may capsize. Thank you Reddit. Hang in there. Not like that. Put the rope down. You've been great. Dancing. I wouldn't say it looks easy, but when I see people do it, they're so good at it and it flows so well it looks easy. But damn. I just cannot get my body to do anything more than a bop and maybe some stupid arm moves. I'm 25 and dance like a 50-year-old at a reunion. Dances are so delicate and make it look so easy. It's honestly amazing. It's just hilarious when I try to do literally anything and fail horribly. Being an adult, they never had to do homework, could stay up late, eat what they wanted and had the money. I wish I was a naive kid again. Getting away with murder. Actually, if you go to a large city and kill someone you have no connection to, the odds are you will get away scot-free. For example, the homicide arrest rate in Baltimore and Chicago are about 20%, meaning you have an 80% chance of not getting arrested. Hanging out with friends during that I'm not at school but I'm still dependent on my family period where you have spare time but have no way of getting anywhere. Losing my virginity. That's me in the corner. That's me in the fleshlight. Oozing my emission. Golf. I feel like most people think they can just grip it and rip it and don't take into account how hard it is to have a consistently good swing with solid contact. Playing the triangle. A lot of my non-musician friends joke about how easy it is to play it, then they actually hold the damn thing and look stupid. I can still remember my band director. You guys laugh about the triangle players, but you have no idea how hard it is to stay focused while counting 132 bars and not miss your cue. Easy as pie. Pie is the most difficult thing I've ever done made. Work. I'm a lawyer and had a client call saying she needs a help with a merger. But don't worry, it's super easy peasy lemon squeezy. That project took 6 months and I almost had a breakdown. She didn't understand why the bill was so high since it was so easy. Math. I swear to God pieces of my soul became trapped in math work and perished when I burned them. Edit. Oh my frickety frack you guys, this is my first award and most upvoted thing ever. Thank you so much. Socializing with people. I have severe social anxiety, and even small interactions with strangers, and even some people I've known for a while are really hard for me. I don't hate people or dislike being around them, but I'm just awful at keeping conversations going or initiating them. Outgoing people make it look very easy. For me it is not. Killing Enderman for ender pearls. Just back up against a wall before you hit it. That way when it teleports it can't go behind you. Okay duckety by now. Anytime I come up with a coding idea for how to transform dataset X into pretty visualization Y, oh that will be easy, I'll just put this into an array. Do this then do that and we'll be good to go. 6 hours later and I'm still dumping the raw objects to figure out what's going wrong. Playing an instrument. Have played most percussion instruments. Trumpet, some baritone, and was first chair tuba sousaphone for 4 years and difficulty varies based on instrument and physical attributes. Selling panties online. I've seen a couple post about how someone could exploit desperate dudes on Craigslist by buying women's panties, spritzing them with perfume, and then selling them online, where it's so easy. Nowadays, buyers want to see photos of a real woman and the exact pair they'll be buying, or proof in the form of being Pantatrust certified. They'll want extras or special requests for their order. Plenty of fetishes to go around, and the vast majority of them will drop off the face of the earth when it comes time to actually pay. You'll have to sift through hundreds of responses to your ad, knowing most of them will be time wasters just trying to get a little dirty talk or some photos. My advice? Don't bother. Leave it to the cam generals who make some side cash off selling their panties, because there's always going to be someone willing to go a step further than you, and they will be the one to make the sale. Pretty much anything that a professional does, they make it look easy cause it's their job. Throw a football 65 yards accurately? PSSSH simple if you're an elite athlete. Cut open a chest cavity to fix a few coronary arteries? It's just another day at the office for a surgeon. Frame up a structural wall within a 2,000 square featuring house. Just a bunch of wooden nails is all you need. Make crowded teeth perfectly aligned? Surely it's just a matter of wearing trays 1 through 55. Voila, it's all straight. In reality, each of these tasks takes someone who trained for years to visualize the problem, solve it, and execute it to the T. It looks easy, cause they practiced the hell out of it. Getting 50 karma to post my orange kitties on r/cats. Programming. It's like Lego sets. Anyone can follow the instructions and make the Millennium Falcon. But it's a whole different ballgame when you're given a pile of assorted blocks and someone says okay, now, recreate the Taj Mahal. But the client wants it to look like Big Ben. It also needs to be able to interlock with the Sphinx, the Great Wall, the Eiffel Tower, and the Maojing Temple to create a super monument. Yes, I know the Maojing Temple hasn't been designed yet. Just make some good guesses. We can add parts to it once we know what we need. Rainbow Road on Mario Kart. I still don't think I've ever come first. Ugh. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.